Hi Sagittarius, welcome to your end of February 2022 General Tarot Update. It's Rena here. So as a Sagittarian, I wonder how you guys have been faring because, I don't know, it still feels very intense. February has felt very intense for me. And I was just out and about today, and I'm recording this on the 13th of February, and I was noticing there was like this crazy stuff happening. And I was thinking, oh, well, the full moon isn't until the 18th of February. And then I looked it up and I realized it was the 16th. I'm like, oh, man, no wonder. So that full moon is going to be in the 9th house for Sag. And so that could be something that has more of a philosophical point to it or tone to it. And I think it's good because it's like, what are you really made of? It's easy sometimes to spout these new agey cliches and all that stuff. But, you know, when the rubber meets the road, when you're having some kind of challenge in your life, can you really take comfort in your spiritual beliefs? Because I know that I can. It doesn't mean that it just everything is just hunky-dory and you know you never feel anxious or anything like that or unsure of what's going to happen, but it can be a rock for sure. Oh my God. What did I tell you? No way. No way. Oh no. Because I'm thinking of my own life. I'm like, oh my God. Okay, good. Well, all's well that ends well. Oh my God. Oh, jeez. Okay. Well, I already know how this applies to myself. I don't know about you guys. The heart of the matter is the King of Swords. This can be an older air sign. So we're talking about Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. This person may have a position of authority in your life over you in some way. And that can run the gamut. It can be from a father to a boss and other kinds of relationships. And this person may be somebody who's on your mind, but it's in between two difficult cards. So if this is somebody else and you recognize who this person is, there is this, you know, kind of negative energy that is surrounding this relationship. And this individual may have a hard time feeling feelings and sharing those feelings with others. They might be kind of remote, kind of closed off. And that can create, I think it can create communication issues because you don't know what they're thinking. They may not want to tell you, or they may not know how to articulate it. And so it can get lost in translation. So obviously, problems can arise when you're dealing with another person and you are not really getting it all out in the open. There is this, you know, in the past position, we have this card that's associated with betrayal, the Ten of Swords. Now, this could be from either party. You could feel that this person has betrayed you, or they could feel that you've betrayed them in some way. And it doesn't have to be something like really like, you know, cheating or something like that. It could be as simple as betraying somebody's trust. You know, that you thought that they were a certain way and they turned out to be more underhanded than you thought. You know, like you trusted them or they trusted you, and, you know, maybe both parties feels like the other one has done this. I tend to read these cards from your perspective. So I'll just like frame it that way, that you might have felt betrayed by this person. But the good thing about the 10 of Swords is that it's the end of a cycle. The number 10 is connected to the end. So there might have been a lot of kind of uncomfortable things happening, and you're able to put it to bed, to rest. And then that means that you don't have to deal with it anymore. So the real trick is that, when we talk about the higher message, this is the 3 of Swords, and this can feel like rejected. So it's one of those weird things where you may have to deal with rejection or that other person, even if both of you want this to be over with. And again, this does not have to be a romantic situation. This can be some other type of situation. Now, if this is an actual father or stepfather, father-in-law, that person may be a narcissist. And I'm saying this because I always look at the kings and queens as potential narcissists who are using their power to kind of control other people. And because of that, they create a lot of negativity with others, and other people can feel very uncomfortable in their presence or dealing with them because they feel like they can't trust that person, that person really isn't on their side, and they're probably 100% correct about that. So there has to be some willingness that you have to let this go, to not read into things, because even if, for instance, and I'm talking about any type of situation, if somebody does you wrong and then they try to reject you, you don't have to buy into that. You can see it for what it's worth, because this person may have a hard time feeling, so it's very easy for them to be cold, to be cutting, to be rejecting, because they don't have the emotional depth to feel a sense of, even like guilt that they're hurting someone, or at least sensitivity to what they're about to do. They're just thinking, maybe they're thinking about themselves. That's why I say narcissist or a self-absorbed person. What crosses you is the 5 of Cups. There's something in the Bible that just came into my mind. I'm definitely not an expert on the Bible, and I don't know if Jesus said, shake the dust off your feet or whatever. And really, it's like about letting something go, even something that is painful, because it impedes your progress. Because these cards are some painful situation. This person could be in the middle of this, and you may have to cut this person loose, not only like physically in terms of like, having distance from this person, but also emotionally. That cord cutting, that emotional bond with somebody that could be a negative bond. Isn't it funny? I just thought of the word bondage. And so, it doesn't take much for something to go from being a bond to bondage, if it's not a healthy type of situation. So, and on the flip side too, not to spiritually bypass, not to be like that puppy dog Sag that's like, hey, I'm so cheerful all the time and nothing phases me. If you feel like your heart has been ripped out, admit it to yourself, and don't and not to wallow in it, but to immerse yourself in what it's trying to teach you about what has just happened, because that's how you process these difficult experiences, through integration, not through denial or whatever you want to call it, but really feeling feelings and letting them move through you. As I've heard, that's like a common teaching these days, is letting feelings move through you. And I just really resonate with that. What's coming in is the Knight of Pentacles. This can be like taking refuge in your work. You may have some things projects that you need or want to accomplish. And it's possible that, and this could be quite lucrative, the Knight of Pentacles is Taurus energy. And Taurus energy is grounded energy. It's an earth sign. It's fixed energy. It's stable. It's consistent. So establishing a consistent routine of work, whatever your work is at this time, Sag, and working towards something that is going to give you that sense of moving on, knowing that there's some kind of a cycle ending that has been very difficult, maybe very stressful recently. And the outcome is the Eight of Wands. I love this. I'm going to claim this as the astrological new year in March, where the sun goes into Aries. And for Sag, this is going to be the 5th house energy, which is fun. It's creative. It's love. It's, joy, just kind of like joy for no reason other than, that's how you feel, kind of that renewal, that sense of things starting to pop. And yeah, so, when we are in Pisces season, for Sag, it's difficult because it is a sign that squares Sag. So you can find that there is that sense of friction, that sense of the water kind of putting out the fire. So just hold on for the Aries season to begin in, as I record this, 5 weeks. That's nothing. And see how things start to shift. The Eight of Wands can be things just, maybe there was like this period of a lull in the action and then everything starts to pop and you might be getting a lot of offers. Kind of keep your nose to the grindstone and just wait for things to really improve in your life. Okay, I hope that you resonated with this, Sag. I know that for me, there is a personal meaning, and I think that this is going to be a very good period, because sometimes when you have, with the swords, you're talking about conflict, and sometimes when you have conflict, it can bring out the best in you, and you can rise to the occasion. Sometimes when everything is just hunky-dory, you can rest on your laurels and not be as engaged. So just do what needs to be done, chop wood, carry water, and then you'll start to see everything open up. So if you would like a private reading, I'm primarily an astrologer, but I obviously do the tarot as well. You can check out my offerings at the link below. Take care. Bye.